Chucky said Aunt Ellen was a bitch and she got what she deserved.
Okay.
And then I left the Thanksgiving dinner table.
Bye.
After the new movie coming out, we decided to, and after doing commentaries for the entire franchise, after doing reviews for the entire franchise, we decided we're gonna rank these bitches now. And we do this live. We haven't thought about our list or anything. We do this with you guys as one, so we can all take part in the panties game.
Oh.
In and around the hole.
You pay the quarter, you get on the horse. It goes up and down and around. Circular, circle, with the music, the flow.
Shit.
What is the worst Child's Play movie? I feel like we're gonna agree on this. It's easily Seed of Chucky.
I was gonna say Annabelle. Without a doubt, one of the worst entries into the franchise. It's a terrible movie. It's a total joke. I don't know there are people out there that actually enjoy it, and that's fine. I get it, but at the same time, I just feel like Bride of Chucky took it off its normal route, and it did something different with it. Seed of Chucky at that point, it's become, it was like a fucking Jerry Springer produced it or something. MTV came out and was like, this is fucking great. And like, this is terrible. What the fuck is this? It's some TRL, True Lies bullshit.
I think they were high on like, everybody loved Bride of Chucky because it was so meta and fucking weird and funny. Let's get even crazier. And it was like, saying you enjoy Seed of Chucky, like, and don't get me wrong, I get it too. Like, if you enjoy it, that's cool. It's awesome. I want people to love everything, even the shitty stuff. But like, saying you enjoy Seed of Chucky is like being like, I enjoy getting naked and running backwards through a cornfield.
Shit face.
Seed of Chucky's the worst one. I think most people will agree on that one.
So my next one will, for me, be Bride of Chucky. Like, as far as next to worst, it's Bride. Because again, it was fun and I had a good time with it watching it, and Jennifer Tilly is hot as fuck. Personally, I would have just gone and made Child's Play 4 and kind of used the same material.
They went fucking rogue, man, with that movie. Like, they went
She came out and stole Captain Marvel's powers.
Nutsack crazy. But no, I agree with you that I think that is the next one. I almost hate to say that though, because like the first half of the movie, it was kind of fun when it was like Jennifer Tilly and she kills the cop and they show the old school Michael Myers, or the Party City Michael Myers, and the Jason mask, which was literally like the $2 Jason mask.
Yeah, it was alright.
You get at Walmart. When they show that, it had Rob Zombie on the soundtrack and it was fun. And like all the stuff in the trailer when she's like, you know, doing the ritual and shit like that. It was fun. John Ritter was in that movie. That shit was fun. It was like, it was the start of the new metal era of the Chucky movies, and like that's a bad thing. But the first half of the movie I had a good time with, and then it just got fucking stupid. Yeah, like, it got horrible and impossible to follow, and you didn't even care.
How dare you speak to me that way?
You started it!
Some of the shit was funny and some of it was entertaining or whatever. It ended up just being bad.
It doesn't fit in line with what they were going with after Child's Play 3. Like, the next film after Bride of Chucky, I'm gonna go in with as the next worst film is The Curse of Chucky. And that's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that movie. I liked it. It was a little boring at parts, but they at least brought back the fear factor of what Chucky should be. And I felt like that was a good step in the right direction that they should have done, in my opinion, after Child's Play 3. If you're gonna do anything with Chucky, at least bring back an element of surprise and fear, and not when he's on screen every fucking time that it's like, what's that little bastard gonna do next? Oh, he's gonna shove a fucking light pole up somebody's butthole. I wanna see like more intense atmosphere, and they were at least able to deliver that. Now, sometimes the acting wasn't always 100%, and sometimes it fell flat, and sometimes it got boring, but at least I could say I'm watching a Child's Play movie.
They were trying to make it scary again. Fiona Dorff was great in it. I liked her character. I liked her role. I liked the whole way that they kind of brought it back around again. There's a lot I liked about the movie, but at the same time, it was honestly pretty boring. Even though they did a good job making it look good with the budget, a couple times they just ran up against it, and it just felt like it felt like a really well done straight to DVD movie. Because they tried so hard with it to do something good, that's why it ranks higher to me, but it's still not that great. And I feel like our next one would actually fall right in line with that, because for me, the next one is actually Cult of Chucky. You agree with that too?
Yeah, I mean, again,
same thing really.
Yeah, to me, Cult and Curse could have been one movie.
I've been through a lot today. You got to suck titty today. Look what happened to me. Hello? Look at my hair. Oh, shit, you win. Absolutely. Sorry, pal, you go fuck him up real good.
Chucky was more vengeful in it, like he was more brutal in it, and like I found myself not as bored.
It pissed off some fans because it went places they didn't want to see it to go. I appreciated the movie more because it took a fuck ton of risks.
At least they did that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. At some point, you got to do something different and weird. Now, I don't mean like introducing, Jennifer Tilly's boobies as a doll, which is great. I mean, I liked them, but you don't need that.
I like them doll boobies.
I like them goth titties, but
I like goth titties.
you don't need that. You know what I
Put
mean?
some black makeup on around your nipples.
I don't want to spoil the movie because I mean, some of you guys maybe have never seen the movie. But when they took toward the end and the direction that it took, and now it's where it's at. I feel like it's full circle. Like it gets back to where it needs to go, and then from there you can go anywhere you want. Like now that he's active and he's mobile in a different way, I thought it was cool, and it's also really cool to see the daughter Fiona Dorff, carry on her dad's tradition, I guess, in some way.
But they just went ballsy with it, and I appreciate the balls. And some people fucking hate it,
Love them balls.
loathe it. I appreciate the balls.
Big balls.
That's what I'm
big
trying to
balls of
say.
steel.
Mahomes. They did some weird shit, man.
And so the next one after that is Child's Play 3.
Who the fuck are you?
I like this movie for selfish reasons. It came out in '91. I remember renting it several times and watching it when it came on TV as I was growing up, and it just holds a more special place in my heart for it than the other movies do.
First horror movie I ever watched.
I don't know why. I mean, yeah, it's a bad movie, and I know it's a bad movie, but I don't know why. I like the military setting. I like the way, it was at that point when Child's Play 3 happened. It was to that point they were like, you know what? Let's just have fun with Chucky. Like, let's let him go kind of off the rail and kind of off
still
the cuff.
holding on to that
a little bit. There was still some horror stuff to it, but it was still more. And Andy was back, and like the whole thing, like it kept the Andy thing going. I like that. And I always like those like Major Pain. I like Ernest Goes to Camp. I like that. I don't know why the camp shit was, and you have those kids and they're dealing with this monster thing. I just like it. I thought it was it's one of those old school horror movies that I can't, the reasons why I like it is hard to explain, but it's just, it just holds a special place. It's sentimental,
I get
maybe,
that.
That's why, I can't say why, it's just sentimental.
I get that. I went to a kid's party when I was a little kid, and I remember his parents were like, we're going to watch this movie. And my dad would always let me watch like R-rated action films, but he just wasn't interested in horror, so I hadn't been introduced to that. But I'd seen some shit, and I remember going, oh my God, this is going to be scary. I'm ready to be scared. And we all sat around and watched it, and even as a kid, I was like, this shit's boring. It's not scary at all. I like that they used the dude from Hellraiser as the barber, because it still holds on to the values that those first two movies has. It's a true trilogy.
Yeah.
And those first two movies were definitely the best. So it's kind of like Godfather 3 in a way lower down scale, as that like it completes that version of the trilogy, even if it's not as good as the first two films. But I just found like they did this weird Matthew Broderick War Games thing, and I like the setting of the military camp, but I hate the fact that they tried to focus on it so much. Like, I don't give a fuck about this school and what things they win and all this shit like that. But still, yet Chucky was good in it. I like that he killed the toy guy in the beginning of the movie. I like some of the stuff that
the
Chucky
opening
did.
of that movie was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like the way that they're pouring the liquid shit and he's coming back to life, like, fuck yeah!
So next movie is, and this is, I think we agree on this.
Yeah,
I'm not sure,
I think
but
we
it's the
already-
newest one.
Yeah, and look, it's a hard decision to even put it in. It's hard to say that it's a Chucky movie, because it's really not. It is, but it's not. Like, it's hard to explain why it's not, but it just, what Chucky represents and what Brad Dourif did with that character and what Don Mancini created and what they did with the 2019 Chucky is, they're complete parallels of each other. They're so opposite, they're so different, but it still fits. It's still part of the Child's Play franchise. No matter if you like it or hate it, it's going to be in there. It was brutal in ways. I was actually involved with it emotionally, which they did a great job telling the story in that way. They focus more on the relationship and friendship between Andy and the doll and what that meant to him and the family around, a fatherless kid making friends, and the fact that Buddy, Chucky in this, was actually trying to do good, but with good intentions, but was doing it wrong. The real Chucky is a serial killer in life. That's what he was. So he has insidious devices or reasons of why he wants to befriend Andy. This thing is just a malfunctioning, or not even a malfunctioning, but an AI that's learning at a maximum level. And his whole goal and focus is to make Andy his sole reason to survive and make him happy. but they executed it really well and they did an amazing job, so it definitely deserved its place at number 3 for me.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think the movie was, we both were against it. We both thought it was a terrible fucking idea, cash grab, awful thing. But what happened was it ended up being a really fun movie, and it was well made for the most part, up until the final act for me. And again, if you were saying, like, if you were ranking the best Brad Dourif version of Chucky, like that Chucky, like the character Chucky, the serial killer version of Chucky, it would come in dead last.
Yeah.
But it's not about that. For this movie, it's about something different. It's a fresh new take on Chucky, which we didn't expect them to take so many risks and to separate themselves so much the way they did. This Chucky is... It's so much more interesting than the deep cut sequels because it's a different story, it's a different idea. They made you connect him and
I like
Andy
that.
together.
I did love the emotional stuff on it.
Andy's not just some fucking cute kid that's like, play with me, Chucky. Like he's a real person.
Yeah,
and you can get into what's going on.
So fucking well.
Yeah, and Aubrey Plaza was great, and the characters are great, and the cinematography was great for the most part. It was just like, if you look at like pure enjoyment factors, it's a better movie than so many of these movies. As Chucky, it's definitely an alternate universe Chucky.
Yeah.
But as a movie, it's one of the best ones.
It just works.
So that brings us to number 2, and for me, honestly, number 1 and number 2 are interchangeable for me.
It could be one of those blinking fucking lights that's malfunctioning on the road, like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
We'll do number 2 as Child's Play 2. You had Andy in this group home, and you had that fucking asshole stepfather.
Yeah.
You know, you had all that like, don't touch my precious porcelain dolls that I'm gonna sell at a yard sale
Like a dump on
for $1.50. You had the corporate thing where he killed the corporate dudes in a fun way. The culmination of that movie in the end, when they end up back at the good guys factory, and it's fucking gnarly and it's gory, and they did all that cool shit, and they just fucking mangled Chucky up and down.
I've spent too much time in this body. I'm fucking trapped in here. What the hell?
It was really fucking entertaining, and it's easily the second or first, depending on how you want to look at it, best movie of the franchise.
Yeah, the thing about Child's Play 2, I enjoyed it for those reasons as well, and also the fact that it was like a really action oriented, like it was very action focused, and I like that. I felt like they did more setting up, the scenery and the atmosphere in the first one, and then in Child's Play 2, they're like, since we've already established what he is and what he's all about, now we can go balls to the wall and have some fun with some action stuff, and they actually show him more in a bigger world setting, so he can actually do more shit. They felt like they had more money to play around with, and they had more animatronics, and it was all practical, and it was really good, and it was well done, and I loved it. The reason why I'm going to put Child's Play 1 though into the next one, and why I'm going to put it at number 1, is because it's what introduced Chucky to the world.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that got cusses and stuff, and it's like a doll, but it's supposed to be like a Cabbage Patch doll, but it fucking stabs people in the face and chops
movies
titties
scare
off
people.
and
Like,
makes salads.
But it never scared us, but they scare people.
Well, I guess I just never had a doll, like, the doll thing never really scared me. But nonetheless, I always thought when I watched it, when I got older and I watched it, it was fucking cool. Like, I was like, this is a cool ass movie. And it was, like, again, and I already said, it established atmosphere. Like, the first thing it does is it shows Charles Lee Ray in the very beginning as a serial killer and does this voodoo mumbo jumbo, and you're like, what the hell is he doing? And then his soul goes inside of a doll, and then he's like, what the fuck, It's
original as fuck.
I loved it. It was so cool. And like, Child's Play probably could have and should have maybe just ended with Child's Play, and that would have been it, and it would have been classic forever, and like never touched it again, because it's so easily wrapped up, because it's a doll, and you can fucking kill it.
And the fact that in the original film, when there was no name, there was no IP to it, they had the balls to make Chucky R-rated, they had the balls to make this doll a serial killer, all that stuff.
And it was really smart. They were smart because they understood what the market was at the time, because I think in 88 or in the 80s, it was the Cabbage Patch dolls. Like, everybody had one. They're like, you know what's fucking smart is to make a killer fucking doll where everybody's buying one for their kids, and scare the shit out of stepfather David when he's like, I'm not gonna buy my son a fucking talking doll, you bastard.
This is the end, friend.
And the ending of the film, to me, if that ending wouldn't have played out as great as it did, this franchise never would have taken off.
Yeah.
But when you've got that ending set piece, and they're in this house, and Chucky's fucking burnt to a crisp, and dude, that was actually scary. It was one of the few times that the Chucky franchise actually scared me. He kept coming back, burnt, fucking decapitated, all that shit.
Can't keep a good guy down.
The ending was like a fucking roller coaster that just kept going and going and going. And plus, you've got that humor before they tried to make it funny. It was just naturally funny because it's this fucking doll talking shit. Yeah, it's easy for me to put this one at number 1.
Yeah, so what's your list like? I mean, is Child's Play number 1 the favorite, the best of all time, or is it just lower on your list?
Get into it. Comment down below, let us know. We love your fucking faces. And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn some wham up in you. You bitch!
Oh, fuck. God. Let's play Hide the Soul.
That's what he said.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.